Hi, YouTubers. Sorry for my beard. Okay, come on, get off. Okay. Yes, I'm in the bath. Finally, a moment. I had a really busy day. And hopefully people start watching and following. Because I like making videos, but it's hard to make a video when you don't know what to talk about. So I'm making this video literally because I got comments on my first one and questions. So I'm going to answer them. And I'm good at making long stories longer because for the majority of my day, I'm either talking to myself or talking to tiny humans. So it's nice to, I guess, respond and know that somebody might be watching. Questions were, number one, what do I do for fun? Well, I used to play sports, and then I became a mom at 19, pregnant at 18, a statistic, and basically my life ended. No, I'm just kidding. Having kids is no easy task. I never wanted kids growing up, and now I have two, and I love them, and they've changed me, and I'm okay with that because they help me grow, and they help me realize things about myself every day. I think that my fun is a different kind of fun now. Growing up, I did sports, and everything was about myself. Except for I volunteered at youth group, and I went on a missions trip to Tijuana and worked in an orphanage for a while. I've gotten to experience a lot of things, travel, and I was blessed because my dad and my stepmom took us, me and my sister. When I say us, referring to my childhood, I'm talking about my younger sister. They took us places, and so I've gotten to see a lot of different things. Once I learned Spanish, I was like the tour guide and the translator everywhere we went. So that was fun. Now, well, being a broke young statistic on welfare with two kids that's divorced, I try to do cheap or free activities. And surprisingly, there's actually a lot of stuff to do, especially in the Bay Area. We're really lucky to have beaches and mountains. So me and my kids will hike or ride bikes, go to the park. There's a lot of different parks. Marine Road passes, that's always fun. We haven't really gone a lot this year. I have like a whole thing about roller coasters. We can get into that another time. But yeah, well, whatever. I'm talking about it, might as well talk about it now. I don't like roller coasters. I used to, and two kids and a lot of life later, I went from 180 pounds and athletic to 350 pounds and losing my marriage and 2 kids. So I didn't fit on a roller coaster on my honeymoon. I was asked to get off. And yeah, that really, I don't know if I'm allowed to cuss on these videos, but it really effed me up with the whole theme park thing. I'm just like terrified. Since then, I've lost, over 130 pounds. I'm probably close to 150 pounds down. I know I'm still in the 200s or so. I'm not where I want to be, but I'm still working on it. I'm just trying to do it healthy, and it takes time. It took time to get that way. It's going to take time to fix it. I have gotten on a few roller coasters only because my son begged me. But I'm telling you what, I felt like I was going to pass out walking all the way up to it. I'm like, oh my God, if I get kicked off in front of my son, I'm going to die. Thankfully, I didn't. But, that was only 2 rides. And they're all different. And, yeah, no. Maybe, once I get down to my goal weight, I'll go on a roller coaster frenzy. But, I read books. I love reading articles, Google. I like finding out more about myself and other people. I like studying people. It's interesting to me. I've tried to go back to school a few times, but I always found myself getting bored. And then I stopped. I'm good at school. Started college when I was 16. Could have done pretty much anything with my life and my ability. And I chose a boy. And kids. And I don't regret it. I've learned a lot. I guess growing up, people would probably consider my life to be the silver spoon type deal. Because my dad made a lot of really smart choices. And although I am a smart person, and I think logically, and I definitely have reason in my mind, I'm too much of a feelings person, I guess. My MBTI type, I don't know if people know what Myers-Briggs is, but it's a personality test that psychologists created. And there's 16 different letter combinations, 4 letters. Mine is INFJ. I am a 1%er. And I've retaken the test multiple times, and it's always the same. I'm a Scorpio. I like astrology. I like a little bit of everything. I guess my biggest pleasure is Googling and researching people, and I guess, psychology and helping people, and yeah, that pretty much sums it up. Um, People think I'm like super outgoing and I'll just talk to everybody, and I will, but only if they talk to me. I'm actually like really, like, if you set me in a bar, I don't walk up to people at all. If no one talks to me, I'll just sit there. Awkward, I know. Um, but if people ask, I'll answer. I like interesting conversation. I like debate. Um, I like writing, and I love music. Love music. Like, music is everything. Because sometimes I can't figure out the words to say what I want to say, and a song will just say everything I couldn't. I love dancing. I want to be not so jiggly when I dance, but work in progress. And then the other question was divorce. Why do people get married and then divorced? And I've read a lot of articles and a lot of books. And I'm no professional. I don't have a PhD. I don't have a master's. I don't have a bachelor's. I don't even have my associates done. But I do have my own intuition, I guess, and my own view on people and how I interpret people. And I would say people don't get married for the right reasons, or they get married with some unrealistic illusion of what marriage is going to be. I do believe that typically people fall in love with three people, or 3 times. That doesn't mean that they marry all of them. It doesn't mean that they have kids with all of them. I just think that before you meet the one or the soulmate or whatever, I think that the first person that you're with, the first serious relationship, I'm not talking about like those 1 month flings or boyfriends that are short term. I guess to me, long term would be like several years. That would be a serious relationship to me. I think that when you're young, I mean, for me anyway, when I was young, everybody tells you can't growing up, or it's not a good idea, or, parents say, oh, I could see it coming. And you're like, nah, check it out. That ain't gonna happen to me. Well, not everybody does that. I do that for sure. Tell me I can't, and I'll be like, yeah, watch. Not a good quality, by the way. Sometimes maybe, because it creates drive and ambition, but it's hard to swallow when you fuck up. Oops, I said the F word. Do I have to like rate this R now? I don't know, whatever. Oops, sorry peeps, didn't mean the F word, YouTube. I think also people get scared. So I think you fall in love with three people. First one is like some fantasy, like Cinderella. Prince Charming is just gonna sweep you off your feet. You're gonna live happily ever after with the white picket fence and the babies. Like everything's gonna be fine. And that's not the case. You know, life happens. Arguments happen. No two people are alike, and I think that's what I love about the world is that with all the diversity, you learn, and it's nice to find out new ideas and new ways and see different perspectives and different points of view. My eye really burns. I got soap in my eye. I'm not stoned. I quit smoking weed. But my eye burns so bad. It really hurts. Okay. The lighting's not that good. Whatever. This is me, y'all. I think that unconditional love, I think that not enough people know how to do it anymore. I think that you go into something expecting one thing, and when it doesn't turn out that way, the fight becomes either too much or you feel like you're fighting alone, and eventually someone gives up. Even if you don't want to. Sometimes seasons happen and people change. And I was with my ex-husband. We were together for 10 years. I met him when I was 17. And he was my first love. I learned a lot of lessons. At first, I was angry because I didn't want to be like my parents. I didn't want to get divorced. But I am grateful for all the pain, all the happiness, and everything that I learned about me, the growth in the process. I'm sad for my kids because I know the feeling. I know what they're going through, and it's hard to know that I can't change it. But it's okay because it allows me to be open with my son and let him know that I know what he's going through. And it's not easy. And it's still fresh. A little over 2 years I've been apart from him. And I don't think I really realized what being an adult was. Because when you're doing it with somebody for so long, you just get comfortable. Doing it by yourself is a whole different ballgame. It's a lot of tears, a lot of trial and error. a lot of days where you don't feel good enough. A lot of days when you just want to pick up the phone and call your parents and be like, I'm so sorry. Because you didn't listen. But I do believe in God. Yeah, this is Buddha because I am at peace. This was my ex-husband's name, and I got it covered with Buddha because I've read some Buddhist like reading and poems and stuff, and I had to make peace and find my Zen. And so I got puzzle pieces with Buddha. It represents being at peace and puzzle pieces because you're always learning. There's always a lesson. And there's so many different things in your life that are going to influence you and make you who you are. And my puzzle's not complete because I am not all the way complete. I don't think anyone ever is. So I plan to continue the pattern throughout. And I'm okay. I'm proud of my journey. Even my failures. Because I think that my failures happen so that I can help someone else. Or be there for somebody else. You know? So the first love is what you thought it should be, what you wanted it to be. The second one, I think the second one is almost like, I don't want to say like karma, but like whatever went wrong in the first one, I think that the second one is like more painful because you're already broken and insecure and scared to love someone again. And I think that I think the second one is about pain. But I think that through that process, I think that you learn what unconditional love is supposed to be, maybe. I think pain is a good teacher because it is true what they say, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. It makes you realize how capable you really are, and it makes you dig deep to find yourself. And you have to learn to be not looking for expectations on somebody, and you try to stop being right, and you start I guess, learning a little bit more. Because you don't want to fail again. And but I don't think it's failing. I don't think losing is failing necessarily. I think that maybe in the eyes of a lot of people it is. But to me, it's, I don't know, it's growing. And it's life. The reality is nothing's ever going to be perfect. There's always going to be hard times. But I think after you've experienced what imperfect is, I think that once you try to find what love is after failing at it, you just pay attention more. You know, like, for me, I think unconditional love is just a love with no return. Like, you love just because you know that somebody else needs to feel it. Even if you don't feel it back. Because love is not selfish. You do it so that the other person can feel joy. And you try your best. Everyone does. I think that the third love, I think that's your soulmate. I think that once you've learned everything that you need to learn, that you get to be with that person, I think that you appreciate it more. How can you know with your first love, how can you know what to appreciate? You're young and naive and you don't even know all of life. That's not the olden days anymore. It's a whole different world. The struggles are different. Not minimizing any of the struggles of people who have made it 50 years. I remember my Nana telling me a story about how, I'm probably not literally, but like, she made me laugh. That they would toss their bills in the air, and whichever ones they caught, those are the ones they paid. So I know that, there's people who do make it that long. And it's admirable. So when people celebrate their 20, 30, 40, 50-year anniversaries, applaud it, admire it, and listen to what they tell you. Because they did it. They're proof. And I don't know where I'm at right now. I just know that appreciate every lesson, good or bad. And once you meet your soulmate, you'll know it. I think you'll just know. And it'll scare you. I think people just need to start listening to their grandparents more. I think grandparents, especially the ones that have made it for 50 years, and they need to be like motivational speakers. You don't need a therapist. Jesus. Not to fix your marriage. You need to listen to the people who have done it and really be willing to make changes and think of somebody else before yourself. And don't be right all the time. Pick your battles. People need the most love when they don't know it. Some of the most angry people I've met are just broken. And they're scared. I know that I have a soulmate out there. I know that I do. God damn, this is a long video. My bath is cold and my fingers are pruny. Like, comment, subscribe, hate. Everyone's a critic. Have a good night.